Hey Sea Dragons. I'm going to show you an imagination drawing game called What's That? I play this game when I don't know what to draw. A lot of times I really want to draw, but I have no idea what I should draw. So by turning on this switch in your mind to turn the game on, you'll start to come up with things that you never would have thought of before. It's a lot of fun. Let's try it. To play What's That, the easiest way to start is just to make a scribble. Don't press too hard, you don't want to rip your paper. And you want to be able to erase if you want to. So just make a light scribble for about a second or two. And now we say, what's that? What do we see in this? Do you see any faces? Do you see a creature's body? Do you see a spaceship? What do you see in there? I want you to think to yourself what you see in there. I'm thinking about it now. I see a cyclops with lips and a helmet on. I think the helmet has a walkie-talkie on it. So now I'm going to start to add to this scribble to try to show that cyclops that I see. I see here's some lips here. So I'm going to make these lips kind of pop out. I'm adding a little curve here to the lip. I see it here. Now, see, here's the lips here. Now I see an eye would be somewhere up in here. I can kind of use the curve that's here to turn that into an eye. I think maybe this is their eye. Maybe their eye's kind of open sideways. Like I said, this is a crazy game where you come up with things that you might never think of before. So I see, here's the eye, the inside of the eye. Their pupil has to be, I guess, in here. The iris maybe comes out more like this. Their mouth is sort of open here. Maybe I need to give them some teeth in here. Can you see the crazy monster coming out of there now? Oh, here's the helmet that I said too. I have a helmet up here. And this is the walkie-talkie. You can add colors to your drawing. You can just draw with pencil. If you want to practice shading, this is a fun way to try to imagine how lights and shadow would be on the character that you're making. Let's try another one. Hopefully this one won't be so scary. So again, a kind of a light scribble. What is that? I think I see a robot on one wheel zooming around. You see there's the wheel down here. This comes up. This is the body. I think he kind of has a little robot arm there. And this would be the head up here. So I'm going to draw and see if I can make this look a little bit more like the robot that the shape reminds me of or makes me think of. As I was drawing that, I was going over lines more than once, kind of changing them just a little bit, and then erasing the ones that I don't need. I also erased extra lines from the scribble that I didn't need, and I added a few lines that I think help add details, like the circles in here, the spokes of the wheel here, little thumb on there, and the dots to make it look like there's lights inside of the lens of the robot's helmet. But all the main parts of the robot, the shape of the head, this fin on the side of the head, the arm, the shape of the body, and this mounting part of the wheel, all those were based off of the scribble that I drew, and then I just altered it. I changed it a little bit to come up with something that my eye kind of picked out of the scribble there. And that could have been thousands of different things, unlimited different things. This is just one thing that I saw and decided to do this time. But there's no one right answer. It's whatever you see and you want to turn it into, whatever kind of excites your imagination. So turning a scribble into a picture is the easiest way to play this game because you can just change what's already on the paper into something. But another way to play this is by looking at something else and trying to draw what that looks like. So I'm going to crumple this piece of paper, not too much. I'm going to let it sit there. And I want you to think to yourself, what does that look like? What do you see in that paper? Remember, there's no right answers. It's just a crumpled piece of paper. It can be entirely anything that you think it can be. One thing I notice is right in here, I kind of see a face. There's an eye here, an open mouth here. Maybe it's very wide along his upper lip, and his nose is in here. So I could try to draw that. So again, here's the eye. It's kind of a scary face. I don't know why mine turn out scary all the time, but I think they're fun to draw anyway because they have a lot of emotion.
Now where's the shape of his head? I think if I close it in, it might add a little bit to it. The bottom of his mouth is over here. And I like to add a little bit of shadow. I think that also adds to what you see. Gives a little bit more depth, a little more life to it, with a little bit of shadow that's there. And actually those shadows are really what's making something come out to my eye in the first place. So there's a weird face from that. Let's turn it over and see if we see something else. Over here, I see a little funny guy right here. His face is here. This is his nose, his eyes. I think he has a hood or a cape on. A little body with a long arm here. Let's try to draw that guy. So as I'm drawing, I'm looking back and forth between the paper and what I'm looking at. This paper, I mean, the drawing paper, and the crumpled paper. As I'm drawing, I'm going slowly, and I'm checking that what I'm drawing is going to make sense. That it's going to match what's over here in a way. And I'm also, like I said before, changing things as I go to make the image come out even more.
Lots of people play the What's That game looking at clouds. That might be something you've done before. There's a few clouds. Could guess what those are. But you can also play with trees. I see in the top of this tree here, Looks like there could be a character or creature up there. I'll try to draw that guy to show you. I'm going to draw this guy right up here. The main idea of the game is to take something random and turn it into something crazy and fun. You can play this with a scribble. Doing a scribble is a great way to play with a friend too. You do a scribble, you have them add on to it, you add on to it, they add on to it, you go back and forth, and you'll have one crazy creation that you've made together. You do that with a friend, a sibling, a parent or guardian if you want to. You could also play by looking at a crumpled piece of paper. You can look at a cloud or a tree or leaves on the ground or maybe a blanket. Any of these things have random shapes to them that if you turn this switch on in your mind, you're able to find crazy ideas that you never would have thought of if you just closed your eyes and tried to imagine. Instead, you're opening your eyes and you're looking for what your mind can see in the world around you. I hope you practice this and have a lot of fun with it. If you play this with friends, I'm sure you'll have a lot of laughs. Make sure you show me on Schoology what you create. Bye bye, see you later.